Hey everybody! Why do I feel the need to laugh whenever I say that? I don't know. But anyway, I just finished watching a Korean film. I believe it was a 2016 film. Well, let me look what I'm filming. Old fat Roger with the double chin. Train to Busan or Train to Busan. I'm not sure, but it's Busan. I'm not sure how the Koreans spell that city. I believe it's a city. Get the antennae. I just know. Every time I'm doing that, I'm going to be thinking of that and want to yell it out. Anyway, it is a Korean zombie flick. And I had a great time watching this. I'm tired of the zombie genre. I really am. It was such a small little genre. It was Romero's little baby, and others, and you had Return of the Living Dead, which is a classic, and then was it Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead, which is a great movie, but they should have just called it Return of the Dead or something like that. Don't use the name Dawn, even though that was around the time that remakes were just, studios were just pulling the old names of the classic films and stamping them onto new films and making their own stories and just hoping that the name alone would bring them dollars. And there's a lot of those. But anyway, we're talking about Train to Busan. I'm going to say Busan. Little zombie flick. This is going to be a quickie review. Hey, it's old Roger D on Channel Donstar doing an IMO review because this is a newer movie. This is a movie I believe that came out this year. And I had heard about it a couple months ago. And then I was able to find a copy and watch it tonight. And like I said, I really enjoyed it. It was, 15 minutes into it, you're already into some action. 20 minutes into it, you're in there. It happens. Everything starts happening. And it's pretty nonstop. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, and it's so entertaining. It's so it keeps your attention. There's never a boring part. In a nutshell, it's about a father and a daughter. The father is divorced from his original wife. I believe the daughter is from that wife, and she wants to go to Busan to see her real mother. Which is a train trip, one of those. I believe it's a supersonic train. I'm not sure, but it's one of those trains in Korea that is like super streamlined, and anyway, so just when they leave is when the zombie outbreak appears or happens, and we don't know it's a zombie. Well, we do because we know the story of the movie, but there's news reports of rioting happening and this and that, and there is one character that gets onto the train just before they leave and is in the bathroom and changes and gets on the loose, and it's one of those running zombie movies, which I don't mind if they're done well, and like they were in here. I don't mind it. I tend to think they're affected. They're not, or infected, not affected, infected. that they're not really zombies, because I still think of zombies as the slow lumbering, they're dead bodies, there's some force moving them along. Here it's almost like a disease, just like 28 Days Later, where as soon as you're bit, it gets into your bloodstream. In less than 5-10 seconds, the person instantly changes and becomes an animal. And again, being that it's a Korean film, a foreign film, which I love. I love foreign films, horror films especially, because they always have their own little twist on the genres. And when they instantly turn in this movie, it's weird. Their bodies are wrangling around, and they're flipping, and they're jumping up, and then they start running. And I don't believe it's CGI. I believe it's just sped up photography of these actors, possibly stunt actors, just making these weird, twisted little moves, jumping up and running. And of course, the train that they're on becomes infected. And at one point, they try to stop at another city, which they find out, no spoilers, but spoilers, they find out is still infected. So they get back onto the train, and they continue on to Busan. And again, more zombies are on board. You have your basic father, which is, and his daughter. The father's kind of like the hero character, but he's one of these characters that learns as he goes along. You have the couple, the guy and the pregnant wife. The guy's a little bit of an asshole at the beginning, but then warms up and becomes one of the group. You have a car full of, I believe, baseball players, because they all have bats, because they grab bats at one point. And one cheerleader that joins them, and then, you know, the unassumed couple becomes one of the group. And you have this mystery man that is also hidden in the bathroom when the train takes off, and it seems like he has seen something and joins them. And it's about these like 7 survivors trying to make their way without getting bit, really. And there's a bit of a train jumping. There's also this protagonist that is a total asshole. He is one of those guys where it's like, you effing damn you, you know. And he gets his comeuppance. You know that's going to happen. But there were a lot of points in this movie where, you know, as it was going along, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a zombie film. It's entertaining. It's Korean. But there are moments. There are moments that happen where I'm like, get up and go, or frickin' save the guy. Come on, move. You know, you get invested into the movie. And I really like that. And without giving any spoilers away, the ending gets kind of sad. It gets really, really sad. And especially if you're a father that has a daughter, it really just, you know, gets to the core. And then the ending is kind of, again, no spoilers. I'm not going to say. But like I said, this is going to be a quickie one. I just suggest, if you like horror movies, if you like zombie movies, if you're looking for something different, and if you don't mind reading subtitles and watching foreign films, Korean films, I can totally see this being remade by America. God forbid. Oh, geez. You know, zombies on a train. Come on. It's so much better watching the original because, as I always say, when you see a foreign film, you don't know the actors. You don't know if they are famous or not. You don't know if they're going to survive or not in a horror movie. So it's a treat. It's almost like watching something clean slated, and you know, like if you're watching this movie and De Niro's in it, you know De Niro's not going to die, you know, or something like that. You know, you don't know these actors, and you're just going along with their story, and it evolves as it does. Anyway, yeah, the Train to Busan. Check it out, and I think that's all I'm going to say about it. Yeah, this is a regular IMO. It's not an IMO retro. Retro are the movies before 2000. This is this year's movie, I believe. I also have another movie, a horror movie that I need to watch, that Skin Slip reviewed recently, and I can't think of the name. It has a one-name title. It's a, as Skin Slip says, it's a journey into hell. And I have that movie. I just need to watch it. But I was kind of in the mood for a zombie movie, Zombies on a Train. I was kind of in the mood for it, so I gave Train to Busan a day in court, and it got a reprieve. It really was interesting. So totally entertaining, totally moving, nonstop action, really good. They do touch on some things that has happened or that happens in World War Z, but it is done in such a more realistic way. Very less CGI, zombies crawling over each other, but it's done so much more realistic, and like I said, less CGI, and that's really good. I thought there's some really good shots, good segments in this movie. So check it out. Train to Busan, and it's old Roger D on Channel Donstar for IMO reviews. IMO reviews, in my opinion, reviews. It's just an old fat guy sitting on a couch after he watches a movie, giving you his take on what he just watched. That's what it's all about, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.